For cheap gold, items and other boosts for Diablo 4, visit aoeah.com. Check out the link in the description, you get 3% off with the code ARIAT. Hello and welcome everybody. In this guide I show you my badass bash Barb build, who does not only deal high damage but is also very tanky. Since the nerfs, the Devil Swing build lacks in boss kill speed, so I had to go for more single target damage. And the tempo recipe for increasing bash damage is a strong way. I'll discuss the most important points quickly, and of course you will find a planner link in the description. First, the skill tree. Bash is maximized and we add the first enhancement. No core skills here, and we will use at least 2 shouts, challenging shout and war cry, plus tactical iron skin. Charge is a stun breaker, which also can be used to make vulnerable, but you could also play rallying cry instead. Fighter's steel grasp is great to pull enemies, make them vulnerable and also gain berserking. Since unbridled rage only works for core skills, we play the key passive unconstrained. Further, we once again play two-handed axe mastery, and I really prefer to attack with one-handed weapons, for more speed. To do so, you need to play at least one mace in the dual wield slots. You can also attack with the two-handed mace, but then you should take the passive skill heavy-handed instead of duelist, and exchange the glyphs might and ambidextrous in the Paragon system. Here you can see my boards. I took many life and damage reduction here. Damage nodes are not that powerful, upgrading a weapon by just 1 rank makes more difference. 7 boards is quite large. As you can see, I play 6 glyphs: Exploit, Martial, Ambidextrous, Revenge, Territorial and Might. Last one is just to increase the damage reduction nodes. The Paragon system is very flexible, so you could also put glyphs like Crusher or Twister in the Hemorrhage board and add more required stat points. Since Blood Rage has become much weaker, you could give up some Zerg damage nodes. For the first, we only need one unique item, the Pain Gorger's Gauntlets. Steel Grasp will trigger the unique effect, so they add a lot of damage. Most important defensive aspects are Might and Undying, but I also like to play Iron Warrior to make Iron Skin a stun breaker as well. On the shoes I go for Hectic, this will bring back our cooldowns very fast. Most important offensive aspects are Rapid and Moonrise, so I play them on the two-handed weapons. Attack speed is king on this build, but if you feel different, you can also go for damage affixes on the two-handed weapons. The attack speed cap is at 100%, just keep that in mind. When having nice attack speed affixes on gear, you maybe won't need to put rapid on the two-handed weapons, if you already break the cap. Good damage affixes are Edgemaster and Inner Calm, which I got on my one-handed weapons. On the rings, I got Elements and Adaptability. Now let's talk about affixes. On the armor parts we focus life and strength, and don't forget about the resists. On the helmet we also like to have cooldown reduction, and make sure that you reach the armor cap at 9230. Nice tempering adds are ranks to Imposing Presence and Concussion. The pants should add ranks to Bash, and on the shoes, movement speed is really nice to have. You will run dungeons much faster and also be able to dodge boss attacks much easier. On the weapons we add strength, life and some damage affixes. On swords you can also get attack speed. When tempering, add the bash cleave damage first and then try to get close damage or damage. Close is a bit better, but don't risk to get distant damage or crowd controlled. On the jewelry get some crit chance and attack speed, and on the amulet you might even add skill points to counter offensive or pit fighter. A nice temper for rings is Steel Grasp cooldown. On the amulet better focus on offensive, defensive or mobility tempering. As soon as available, you can also make use of some Uber items. Harlequin Crest is of course the best, but also a Zelic amulet is great and gives much stability in high pits. Tyrael's Might is also a valid option. I try to upgrade the damage reduction here. If playing more than one Uber item, you will have to decide which aspect to put out. and also keep an eye on the resistances. There are also 2 ways to get more area damage, since we get thorns by the passive skill Outburst and also by strategic Challenging Shout. You could play the Needle Flare aspect and maybe also add a Razor Plate. But you could also use the Devilish aspect to form Dust Devils and play Tornado in the Hemorrhage board. A few words about the gameplay. Exploit makes enemies vulnerable on the first contact. When fighting elite monsters and bosses, we use Steel Grasp to further do so. Like this, we also gain Berserking and get the damage boost from the gloves. Use Rallying Cry or Charge as a stun breaker, and also Iron Skin if you play Iron Warrior aspect. War Cry gives some damage boost, and Challenging Shout is great before attacking strong enemies. If you play Dust Devil Barb, you will need to farm new weapons first, and ideally also new rings. The other stuff is kinda similar. Have a lot of fun with this build, take care, and may the loot be with you.
Follow me. Thanks. Goodbye.